Now we're entering part 4 of audit of banks. Let's do it one by one. And this is a simpler part. Let's do it one by one. Please here. We are doing the responsibilities and functions of RBI. This was our question number 1 in other areas. Let's do it. Please here. What is the first responsibility of the RBI for seeing the development and supervision of the constituents, that is the banks, to work with the central government for finalizing the monetary and credit policies to ensure that they are regulating the activities of commercial and other banks. Basic things that you have seen in economics also. Very, very simple area. RBI has more functions. Please see here. It has issuance of currency, regulation of currency, issue, a banker to the government, banker to the bank. All these things you must have done in your 12th standard or in economics you must have seen in your life. Next, you cannot open the bank whenever you want, wherever you want. Wherever, if you want to open a bank or start a branch also, you have to obtain permission or license from RBI. Okay, this was our question number 1. Let's go to question number 2. Question number 2 is the biggest question in our syllabus. No, it is the smallest one. Very simple area. Peculiarities involved in banks. Okay, tricky answer. You think it is easy, so you don't study. In the exam, if it comes, you don't know how to write. So ensure you are doing these small questions also with equal importance and finesse. Let's do it. Please here. Huge volumes and complexity of transaction involved in banks. Wide geographical spread. We know banks are spread across in various locations. A large range of products the banks sell. Extensive use of technology using core banking software. Lot of encryption systems also in their working. And finally, we have strict vigilance, that is checking is done by RBI, which is the banking regulator. All these are the peculiarities in the bank. This is question number 2. Question number 3, very simple. We did different types of banking institutions in India. I gave you a small code. We read this answer. Remember the examples. Huh? See, examples are given. Examples are given. Examples are given. Do the examples very, very well. Anything can turn up in the examination. Examples are given in this. Yeah. In this case, we did a code called Core Corps Work for Development. Let's go for it. Tell me. First is commercial banks, regional rural banks, cooperative banks, payments banks, small finance banks, and finally you have the development bank. Okay, Core Corps Work for Development. Then we did our favorite answer, Ghosh Jilani story. Tell me this. This was basically in relation to, sir, the statutory central auditor, other than the main audit report, has to make which other reports? So there were 8 other points. He has to report on the recommendations given by the Ghosh Committee, Jilani Committee. Ghosh Committee has given recommendation on frauds, malpractices. Jilani Committee has given recommendation on internal control and or credit or inspections of the bank, inspection or credit system of the bank. Whether there is any serious irregularity in the bank, that is what the auditor will report on. If there is any adverse credit to deposit ratio in the rural areas, auditor will comment on that. If auditor will also comment as per section number 143, subsection number 3, clause I, on internal controls in the bank. He'll comment on that. This you will also see in Audit and Auditor chapter. It is there. Next is, if any guidelines have been given by RBI, that is basically prudential norms, guidelines given by RBI in relation to income recognition, asset classification, and provisioning, auditor has to report on that. On statutory liquidity ratio, whether bank is following that or not, auditor will comment. Auditor will check the treasury. Treasury means the investment functions of the bank. The bank is investing as per the RBI requirements. And finally, we have long form audit report. Auditor will give a long form audit report. Remember, for except 8 BOSIP companies, you have Caro report. But for banks, you have a specific report called as LFAR, long form audit report. Okay. This for us, my dear students, was question number, please tell me. This was question number 4. Okay. Let's go for it. Question number 5 now. Let's do it. 5, I think, is a very nice question, important one. This was basically in relation to, sir, what are the common questions or steps which have to be kept in mind while undertaking or performing the control activities? In this, we had seen these areas. Please see here. First is, sir, who performs the controls? Whether that particular person has requisite knowledge or authority. Next, what are the areas that he checks and what is the evidence that he generates? That is question number 3. Question number 4, that is the frequency of checking. And next is the frequency enough? So what is the frequency of checking? Is the frequency enough? In the content, it is here just to show you once. You can see it here. When and with what frequency, and is the frequency enough? When and with what frequency, is the frequency enough? So you will get all the points in order. Okay, so don't worry. After that, we have the next point, that is basically where is the evidence retained? How long is it retained for? Is it available for audit? Again, you will find it here. See, where is the evidence retained? How long it is retained? Sorry, I'll use some other color. 1 minute, wait. Where is the evidence retained? For how long is it retained? And is it available for audit? This is basically this area. And after that, we saw why is the control performed, what errors are prevented and or detected. So that is exactly what we saw here. Why is the control performed and what errors are prevented, detected, and corrected. How is the control performed? What are the control activities we saw? Then can these controls be bypassed? And if bypassed, can it be detected? What kind of exceptions are or deviations are we resolving? How are they resolved? And what is the time frame for resolving? Time frame for resolving. So you have to just follow the chart, simple flow. And if you with practice, you will easily understand how to write this answer. I feel this question number 5, is a very good question to ask in the examination. So be ready. Okay. Let's go further. Let's go to the next areas. Very simple areas now. For the bank, for nationalized bank, State Bank of India, subsidiaries of SBI, RRBs, for most of the banks, the Banking Regulation Act, third schedule of that provides a format. Form A is a format for balance sheet. Form B is a format for P&L. That is what they have said. All companies doing business in India have to comply with accounting standards for making their accounts. And that is recommended by NFRA under section number 133. Okay. Let's go further. Please here. Who can be the auditor of the bank, my dear students? Auditor of the bank has to be a CA, and that was CA in practice. And you understand that the CA, if he's appointed, he has to be eligible, qualified, and not disqualified under section number 141. This can come in MCQs. Very, very important area. Do it carefully, please here. In the case of banking companies, my dear students, shareholders in AGM appoint the auditor along with RBI approval. In the case of nationalized banks, board of directors appoint the auditor along with RBI approval. In the case of regional rural banks, bank appoints the auditor along with CG approval. So be careful in MCQs who appoints the auditor for which bank. Okay, be careful here. Let's go further here. Let's do the next part. Further is remuneration of auditor. Very simple. Remuneration of the auditor is paid as per 142. You know very well. 142 is remuneration. Okay, very simple. Powers of the auditor also you know very well. Powers of the auditor is nothing but, see, they have given here as those of the company's auditor. So as those means power is given in section number 143. As you know very well, it is powers and duties. So same duties will come in this. Same powers will come in this. Let's go to this question. This is a simple question which says, in the case of nationalized bank and State Bank of India, I'll highlight it again. Please here, everyone look here carefully. In the case of in the case of nationalized bank and the case of State Bank of India, what all matters should be reported? So you should look at the screen here, please here. In the case of nationalized bank or State Bank of India, the auditor shall make a report and he shall submit the report to the central government, and the following matters will be covered in the report. First is whether balance sheet and P&L give a true and fair view, whether returns received from the branches are adequate or not. Returns simply means information from the branches is available or not. Next, transactions are within the powers of the bank or not. And finally, any other matters, the auditor will report to the central government. Okay. Let's go to the next part here. Please here. Very simple, small areas remaining. Long form audit report. They have just given a hint here. This mainly will come in CA final. But in this case, they have said long form audit report has to be submitted before 30th June every year. 30th June every year. Okay. And last but not the least, we are doing something called as reporting to RBI. In RBI has told people of accounting and auditing profession that if you find any susceptibility of fraud or fraudulent activity or act of excess power, anything which is there, you have to report to RBI. See, refer the matter to the regulator. If there is any deliberate failure, if they don't do it, in that case, the auditor should render liable himself for action. Auditor should, other than this, satisfy two standards, SA 250, consideration of laws and regulations, and SA 240, that is auditor responsibilities in relation to fraud. This is what you have to do. There is a separate video which I have given in relation to conduct of bank audit, which is this chart. There is a 45 minutes video on YouTube. I will recommend you all to see that video and ensure that this matter is set in place In the video also I tell the same thing. Here also I'm telling the same thing. There are in total 18 points here. You will see point number 1 here. You can see point number 1 and point number 18 here. So you will see all the numbers there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. You will see 18 there. The point which I have circled are the important ones. Only this you have to study properly for answer writing in the examination. Other point you have to simply read for MCQ's purpose. So point number 1, point number 5, point number 6A, point number 6B, point number 9 and point number 18 are the ones which are very important for answer writing in the examination. Okay, that completes our revision for audit of banks. 4 parts, remember. Part A, advances. Part B, expenses. Part C, revenue. Part D, other area. Comfortable till here? Okay.